But the passing of Les Twentyman, Les
Yeah.
passed away last week.
Yep.
The funeral's going to be on Tuesday, which is tomorrow. Matty, Paul.
And that's a state funeral, Dougie, isn't it?
State funeral, Paul.
Yeah.
Yeah. Matty. A great Footscray Western Bulldogs man. Local Braybrook boy. Did fantastic things for the people of the West, that disadvantaged and the homeless, that I was involved with Les as well myself. Tragically passed away, 76 years of age. Just a fantastic bloke, and a passionate Bulldog. He just loved the Bulldogs, and just God bless you, Les. He was a fantastic fella.
He was particularly prominent in the 90s, I remember, Dougie. He was a big name at the club. He had a lot to say. He was often on telly. He was often involved in a lot of the Bulldog stuff going on, and he certainly quietened down in recent years, but he was big in the 90s, if I remember, Matty. Is that about the right era where he had a lot of say? And
we're going to merge, Paul. You're right, Matty.
Yeah.
Matty, we're going to merge, and he was very heavily involved with Peter Gordon. In some way, they're related. I've got a feeling they might be cousins. And just very quickly, Matty, Paul, I'll tell you a very quick story. He rang me one day. It would have been 1991 or 90, and there was a family in Braybrook who were under the pump, financially, the whole lot. And people in their street were abusing them, hitting them and hitting the kids. And Les rang me and said, listen, Hawk, we got to go around to, I think it was Balmoral Street, just off Darnley Street in Braybrook. He said, listen, we've got to make an appearance there. We're going to let all these families in the street know that this family are good people. And we're going to have a kick of the footy in the street with them, with the kids, the boys. And all of a sudden, you're seeing all these families coming out of the house. And me and Les are at the front having a kick together with the kids and all that. Anyway, at the end of it, Les went to the car and got a Footscray wind cheater. He gave it to the young boy. I'll never forget this. The boy's mother grabbed it. She looked at the size and said, shit, that'll fit me. And she said, shit, this'll fit me. She put it on. And then Les looked at me and said, this is what I got to work with, Hawk. I said, Jesus. So being Les, he went to his boot and pulled a smaller one out and gave it to the kid. He gave it to the kid. But 2-3 days later, Les rang me and said, Hawk, we made the difference. He said, the mother rang and said, listen, the families in the street that were giving them a hard time have dropped off because of our presence there. Wow. And our involvement with this family. So this is the stuff that Les would do. And, the Christmas morning stuff, Christmas morning at the West End Tavern down there in McIntyre Road, it went from 50 people to 500. In multiculture, Sam Newman was always there. Every Christmas morning, Brad Hardy was always there, Brownlow medalist in 85. Merv Hughes at the start was always in there as well. Then we had appearances from Mad Jack Daw, Gordon to Joey, not Gordon to Joey. What's the boy from Collingwood? Yeah. The boy Roughhead, he was there as well. Bevo would get involved as well and go to the Christmas morning as well. What he would do for families on that Christmas morning who didn't have enough money to buy presents and stuff like that. Brooksy from the Music Men, he was fantastic. He was there every year. That stuff that Les did with Open Family originally, and now David Young, the great surgeon from the Bulldogs. I think he's a chairman now of the Les Twentyman Foundation, and he'll be guest speaker tomorrow. Not I say guest speaker, he'll be the speaker, one of the speakers at Les's funeral tomorrow. So, and I'm going to be a pallbearer. I'm going to be there. Wow. Yeah, it was a great honour. Yeah, Cherie rang me, his wife rang me and said, Dougie, would you consider it? I said, you're not considering it. I'm doing it. I'm doing it. So I'm not considered. I'd love to have had Brad Hardy with me, who's known him for 40 years. But it's not happening. But it was a great honour for them to ask me that. And I just said straight away, I'm doing it. I'm doing it.
What church are they having it in?
St. Pat's, opposite the Ioneer Hospital.
Wow.
Opposite the Ioneer, Matty, Paul, the big bitch, holds about 1,400, 1,500. It'll be chock-a-block. I would love to see it at the Whitten Oval, but because it's under construction, it's not a safety, it's called a safety problem. And maybe the Williamstown Footy Ground or even Yarraville, where he helped there with David Thorpe. And a good mate of his was Andrew Gibson, who was the full forward, kicked a lot of goals at Yarraville. So I'd love to see it at one of those grounds where all the people that he'd helped can go. You can't fit them all in the church, poor Matty.
Yeah.
And just on Les to finish on him from me, people would say to me, "What was about Les that he connected to the western suburbs?" You know what it was? I'll tell you what. You know what it was. He was smart. He dressed like us. He would dress in a pair of jeans, a pair of boots, a black t-shirt, and he'd wear a jean jacket. And he knocked on your door, and you know what you do? Come in, mate. Come in. If you stand there in a suit or a bag, or a Gladstone bag, or a slacks and a nice shirt, you get this from the West. Because he dressed like us, he got welcome in. He was smart, Les. I said to him, "You're a shifty prick, Les." So he said, he goes, Dougie, it works, Dougie, it works, Dougie. It works, Hawk, it works. So he was very smart by dressing like us. And we loved him for it. That's why he was welcoming to the people of West loved him. Yeah.
Wow.
Well said, Dougie. Well, you look after yourself tomorrow and farewell your good mate in style.
So, yeah, God bless you, Les. You're a good man.